Mentioned twice. What's going on? What's going on? Let's do that. What's popping, everyone? I had to restart the live because for some reason it was tripping. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. So today, y'all, I got four fire books that y'all must read. All right. Y'all must read these books. I cannot stress that y'all must read these books. So I'm going to tell y'all these books. If y'all want to learn about trust, if y'all want to really take yourselves and protect yourselves to the next level, y'all got to have these books. All right. So we got Meet Your Straw Man, classic. If you're wanting to learn exactly how the government has been playing us, exactly how to become a private citizen, this is the book right here, right? And this is for y'all too. This is the book y'all need to read. Meet Y'all Straw Man. Another thing, right? I just got this book, and this book has been killing the game. Trustology by my man. Y'all gotta get this. Trustology. Talk about learning trust for dummies type stuff. And if y'all want to build generational wealth, what would the Rockefellers do? Is the wave. All right. What would the Rockefellers do is the wave. Now, mind you, these books that I'm giving y'all is books that we give our mentees, and I'm just like, you know what? The public needs to know this too. I can't keep it from the public. Can Canadians do this 1,000%? Y'all have similar laws, and if anything, you could just do a foreign entity in the United States and then be able to do everything you need to do, right? Last book, The Superior Laws of Contracts. If y'all are wanting to learn contracts on a cellular level, because there's different types of contracts that exist, okay? You have statutory law, well, there's different type of laws. Let me say this. You have statutory law, contract law, trust law, and God's law. Okay. These are all the different types of laws that exist. Now, if you're thinking, okay, which one do the lawyers actually use? They use statutory law. So if you were to bring up God's law, trust law, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to know those things, right? They're not going to know. I'm gonna just be honest with you. So you want to make sure that you are knowing all of this information, y'all. All right, let me make sure I put this on here. Here we go. We're gonna add that on that bad boy. Oh, I ain't mean to add another one. I just meant to show this one. Make sure this is. There we go. Cool. Maybe I'm tripping right now, y'all, but this thing is walling. I'm trying to get this thing to show on the screen. I'm also going live everywhere, by the way. Everywhere somebody's gonna see me. That's the whole goal, right? All right, cool. So back to it. Bro, I'm telling you, God's law, statutory law, trust law. What other types of law does it say in here, y'all? There's different types of laws that I don't know if y'all are familiar with. Contract law, trust law, statutory law, God's law. What other law is there? I think that's it. I think that's the only type of law. So if you're probably asking, hey, well, which one should I be using? You should be using trust in God's law. That's the highest form of law. That's the highest form of law, y'all. I'm gonna be real. That is the highest form of law. So I highly suggest y'all do that for sure. Okay. And if y'all want to learn more information and like kind of learn the exact blueprint on all of this that I'm mentioning, I want you to DM me the word legacy so you can learn the exact blueprint of everything that I'm breaking down. Right. I just want to make sure y'all know all the info. And let me post this so y'all can actually see it. Boom. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. So y'all got questions. I got answers. So whoever wants to ask the first question, I'm here to answer all of them. Let me know, what questions do you all have about anything? Anything. All right. Ask a question in the chat. I'm here to answer all the questions. Holla at your boy. All right. Could you put the books in your link tree? You know what? I will do that. I'll do that for y'all. Let me add that. I'm gonna do that. I don't even got a pen, but I'm gonna make sure I do that for y'all. That's a great idea. I'm gonna put that in there for y'all. What other questions y'all got for me? What other questions y'all got for me today? Let me see. I want to read y'all some of these captions from these books. Let me see. Do y'all know? Let me know in the comments. Do y'all know the difference between a permanent life insurance and a term life insurance? Where do you start if you are new? If you are new, most important steps to start trust. Okay, so this is how you start a trust. I'll break that down. I'll break that down. How you start a trust, you have about 7 or 8 steps on how to start a trust. The first thing you want to do is identify the type of trust that you want. Okay. You want to identify the type of trust that you want. You want to have a family trust, a private trust, an international trust, which we will call a foreign trust. That's another word, is a foreign trust. And you want to have a ministry trust, right? So a family trust helps you build family wealth. And then the private trust helps you build individual, well, protects you. All of them are asset protection trusts, right? But what the key thing here is, the private helps you individually, protects you individually, right? So just like how you have a single member LLC, you also have a single member trust, right? And that's like your private or business trust, right? Then you have the international trust, which is your foreign trust. That's where you're able to actually establish things internationally. And then you also have your ministry trust, which helps you defer taxes and separates you from the government because it's a faith-based organization, right? So those are the types of trust that exist. The second step you want to do is actually name your trust. And make sure y'all share this live with 5 people and comment the word done, because I'm breaking down these just for y'all. You get what I'm saying? So next thing you want to do is name your trust. When it comes to naming your trust, you do not want to put your name in the trust, and you do not want to actually put trust in the name. This is a big hack that people um do not do correctly. Okay. You want to make sure to never put your name in the trust and never put the word trust in the name. Because if I Google any one of those, if I Google your name, your trust will appear. If I Google trust, your trust will appear. You want to make sure that this stays as private as possible. Okay. This has to stay as private as possible. The next thing that you want to do, right, is you want to actually create an agreement. Right. So all a trust is, y'all, is an agreement. How to start family trust. I'm literally breaking it down right now. You want to actually create an agreement. An agreement. You want to know a nice little agreement? If you get this book, Trustology, in the back of the book, I'm gonna show y'all. In the back of this book, they actually have the trust agreements on here. In here. So you want to learn how to start a family trust? Look at this right here. Maybe y'all can't see it. Look at this right here. It says family trust, and it gives you the entire agreement. The entire agreement. All right there. So if you get this book, it's right here, y'all. It's right here. If you get this book, you will be able to learn, you will get the actual trust agreement. Or a better yet, I'll do this. If you put trust, man, what should I, if you put course in the chat, this will be better. If you put course in the chat, I'll just send it to you. Right? If you put course in the chat, I'll send you the actual course that we have, that teaches people how to claim their own identity, and I'll drop in the actual course this actual agreement. But y'all got to get the course. Y'all got to get the course. This is not something that I'm this is you got to get the course. I'm just being real. This information is not for everybody. You get what I'm saying? Most people aren't going to execute the information that I'm giving you, and I'm giving free game right now, right? But this is what you do, right? It's very simple. You create an agreement. After you create the agreement, you notarize the agreement, because if it's not notarized, it's not a real agreement, right? The next thing you want to do is actually appoint the assets that you have to the trust, right? So what that means is, when it comes to a trust, you have 3 different people you need to appoint in the trust. You have the grantor, which is the creator of the trust. You have the trustee, which is the person that manages and distributes the assets. And then you have the beneficiary, which is the person that receives the assets, right? And make sure y'all share this live with 5 people and comment the word done. I'm telling you, it's going to change our lives. I'm telling you. When you have those types of trust, when you have those people in your trust, then you have a tight knit trust. Now, there are other people that you need to like foolproof it. That's why I'm saying like you got to learn. First step before I even suggest anybody getting a trust is you have to learn how to claim your identity so your trust will be 100% in order, right? Because there's a whole process to that. That's why I say if you DM me the word course, you should be receiving a link like right now, literally showing you where you can actually get started and learning to claim your identity, because that's gonna be, I'm telling you, it's gonna change your lives. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. I'm not suggesting. This is a real deal. So after you, where was I? After you, what did I say? Notarize, appoint the people. Okay, after that, you want to actually open a bank account in your trust. So just like you would have created LLC in anything that you do, right? You want to make sure that you create well, just like how you create a bank account for your LLC, you want to create a bank account for your trust, right? And when you actually form that, you want a big mistake that most people do when they open up a trust is they never fund it. So how are you going to open up a trust and never fund the actual trust, right? You want to make sure that you 100% fund that trust is all that you're sharing in that book. All of the basic information is in this book, but it's not talking about like everything. That it doesn't teach you how to create a trust. It just gives you the document, and then it doesn't really give you the necessary tools. It just wants you to get, this book just gives you knowledge of trusts. It doesn't really show you how to create a trust. It just tells you what the trust is. It doesn't really tell you how and why, right? That's really what this book is about. That's why I'm saying the course will show you everything, right? So after you, what was it? Where was I? Appoint, funding the actual trust. You want to make sure to fund the trust, right? When you fund the trust, you want to make sure that you're opening a trust in a separate financial institution. So what does that mean? That means that if I have a personal account with Chase, I need to open up my trust in Bank of America, right? If I have a personal and checking and business account in Bank of America, I need to open up a trust in Wells Fargo. They need to have two separate financial entities so you're not commingling any of your assets, right? That's big problem that most people have, right? And so you want to make sure to get those things in order, right? Because it's super important to get those things in order. The next thing you want to do is actually operate up under your trust. The goal is everything should be up under your trust. You should not be swiping a card if it's not associated with your trust. Okay. So you want to make sure to actually operate up under your trust at all times, because it helps you defer a lot of taxes. It helps you protect yourself. It helps do a lot of different things. Okay. So I hope I kind of answered that question. If you all want to learn more information, right, because the trust has a lot to do with becoming a private citizen, I've actually come out with a course on how to um, become a private citizen, right? In order for you to get your trust in order, the first step you must do is become a private citizen. Okay. So if you want to learn that, you have to comment the word course, and I'll make sure to send that to you. Let me go ahead and put that in here. Comment course. Let me see. Course to learn the exact blueprint step by step. Let me make sure I give y'all everything y'all need. You get what I'm saying? What's the USA? That's a great question. That's a great question. So if you're not aware, the United States is not a country. The United States is a corporation. So let me show y'all proof real quick. I want everybody. Let me see. We're gonna put United States Corporation. What did I put here last time? United States Corporation. Let me see if I put that there. Oh, Cornell. I want everybody to Google this. United States Corporation, Cornell University. If you type it in, it'll give you the definition of what the United States is. Right? So if you look up this code, it's called 28 USC 3002 15. I'm gonna put that in the chat because I already know that y'all gonna get confused. I already know. So I'm gonna give it to y'all. 28 USC 3002 15. Okay. 15. This tells you the exact definition of what the United States is. It says United States means a federal corporation, B, an agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States, or C, an instrumentally of the United States. Does anywhere in that definition say a country? Please let me know. Does anywhere in that definition say a country? Nothing in that definition says a country. I'm gonna actually drop the link in the YouTube chat just to make sure that they got that, and I'm gonna put it in here too, just so y'all can tap it. I don't know if I can get it, but I'll put it in there just for y'all to have it. Does it say anywhere in there that this is a country? It does not. It does not say a country at all. Okay, so I really want you all to understand that United States is not a country. So United States is a 14 square mile radius in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C. Every other state that you see is a sovereign state, and each state has its own president. That's why the president can't take anybody out of their own state, can't take a governor or mayor out of the state, because they actually rule that their own state. Right? So I want you all to really pay attention to the details when you're watching the news, and see how and watch how people are moving. If people really could, y'all, boot people out of office as quickly as they can, they would have done it already. Right? So they really just messing around because they can't boot anybody who's technically the president of the United States. I mean, president of that state. Right? So that's really where it comes down to, y'all. That's really what it comes down to. Let me see what other questions we got. Yeah, will make sense. It has to be. Yep, exactly. And if y'all got questions, how to create a legacy. So this is how you create a legacy, right? The first thing that you need to do is repair your own credit. Actually, forget that. First thing you need to do is have weekly family legacy meetings. That's what you need to do. Grab 2 to 4 plus people and pick a day and a time every single week and have a family legacy meeting and talk about how you're going to take each other to the next level. I want you to have a founders meeting in that family legacy meeting. Well, the family legacy meeting is broken down into 2 different parts. You have a founders side and you have a family side. The founders side is to talk about the money, and the family side is to talk about the bonding, the actual family side of the of who, the family, pretty much, right? And so on the founder side, you want to talk about, oh well, your personal credit, your business credit, what things we need to actually put in place. You want to make sure you're talking about uh what else do we talk about? You want to make sure you're talking about what businesses you're going to run. You want to make sure you're talking about how the businesses are running. Like, these are key things that you want to talk about in the founders meeting. Because I'm going to be quite honest. If I'm broke, I'm not interested in bonding with you. I'm interested in getting the bag. So that's why we put the founders meeting, which is the money conversation first, because I need to know how to get this money for me to even be okay talking to you. It may be a weird mindset to have, but most people think like that. They're money driven. And some people, if they're not money driven, they still working to make money. So at the end of the day, they're always going to be open to make money. So I mean, that's really where it comes down to. When it comes to the family, you're really breaking down like your core values. What we do is we open in prayer and then we close in prayer, right? But in between that time, we talk about our gratitude, our guidance, our core values, our mission. Like, these are things you want to make sure that you're having within your family is core values, a constitution. You want to make sure you're doing family retreats. You want to make sure you're having guides, or guidances for your family. Then from there, what is it? Vision, mission, and values, and then your guidance. And of course, we talk about gratitude. Then we get into the actual meat and potatoes. Like, what can we do around the house to make each other better? How would you rate me as a son, father, mother, daughter, and rate it 1 out of 10? And then how can I be better if it's not out of 10? Like, these are some of the conversations that you would have in your meeting. and make it very personable so people can be honest with you so you can actually become a better individual in the family. Right. And if you're able to do that, then that'll really take your bonding to a whole nother level. Last thing you want to do is have a game day, have a game night, whatever you want to do, so you all can actually bond and have close knit, right? Have a close knit relationship. So I'm telling y'all, the family legacy part, that's one piece of the puzzle. It's one piece of the puzzle. There's so many things you want to do. Of course, the money side, then the family side, annual retreats, family reunions. There's a lot of different things you can do to build legacy, y'all. Right. And if you're talking about how to leave a legacy for your family in regards to the full scope of protection and generational wealth, you want to give them things, and you want to okay, so here's a way that you can do it. If they're between the ages of 0 and 13, you want to make sure that they're working for your business, and then you're paying them a salary, and then out of that, you're creating businesses that pays them. So if they ever want to buy something, it would come out of their pay, right? So you're teaching them a lesson of you're working for your money for what you want. Then if they're between 14 and 21, what you're doing is you're preparing for generational wealth. At this point, you're starting to maybe buy some real estate for them. You're starting to put businesses in their name so that when they hit a certain age, they're prepared and don't have any issues revolving around wealth. You're starting to build some cash flow around them, right? If you have a trust, and this is more of like a trust fund baby, then what you're doing is out the gate, they're already right. They're already having cash flow coming in from the trust, right? So what that means is the trust is paying them maybe $2,000 to $5,000 a month just from the trust because of how you set things up. Then you're teaching them from that $2,000 to $5,000 a month, right? And this is as they grow. This is as they grow. They're not making. There's no need to pay them $2,000 to $5,000 when they're 14 years old. But if they're hitting 21 to 30, you want to start paying them that $2,000 to $5,000 a month, because that's when they start moving out. That's when they start living their own lives. But between that 14 and 21, you're putting things in their name and you're developing businesses so that they can become successful in everything that they do, right? So this is some of the steps that you can do to build legacy and leave a legacy for your family. So let me reiterate for the people in the back of the room, right? Between 0 and 13, what you're going to do is have them on salary on your business, and then you're going to pay them on your business. If they ever need something, it's going to come out of their paycheck, right? Now, when you're paying them, you're not actually giving them the money. What you're doing is you're paying it to a life insurance policy, and then from there, you're going to borrow against that life insurance policy and pay for whatever they need. And then that's really where the actual generational wealth comes into play. Between 14 and 21, what you're doing is you're putting some businesses and some real estate in their name, whatever assets that you have at the time. You're putting that in their name, and you're teaching them how to build actual wealth, right? Those are some of the things that you're teaching them between the ages of 14 and 21, because they're actually becoming more aware of some of the circumstances that are going on. Now, between 21 and up, what you're doing is then saying to your trust, hey, I want to start paying $2,000 to $5,000 a month um to my beneficiary, which is my children. And then from there, they have to work for the rest of their money. That could be either through the businesses that you put in their name or whatever ventures that they want to have outside of it. So that's really a detailed description and a detailed answer on how to leave a legacy. Now, there's a lot more intricacies and tactics that you're using to get that laid out, but like those are that is the way to actually leave a legacy. And look, you're looking at a person that doesn't have a child, but I do want to let you all know that my mom has made her first million at the age of 30, then lost it all and then gained it back. But she was able to, we're on second generation right now. She was able to pass that down and teach us the exact strategies that I'm teaching you all. So I'm not teaching you things that aren't working or things that's not happening right now. I'm teaching you all things that's been implemented and that's been proven. And this is what the Rockefellers have been doing this entire generation. I'm not teaching you all things that's just out the blue. I can't make this up. Y'all can Google these things. That's why I told y'all That's why I told y'all one of the books. What would the Rockefellers do? Read the book. Do you get what I'm saying? These are books that you want to read to really learn the strategies of exactly how they've been able to build wealth. If you're not aware of the statistics, y'all, if you are a first generation, right? If you are first generation and let's say you have $100,000 and you're making six figures, let's say you're making $60,000, right? By the second generation, you're losing 70% of your wealth. And by the third generation, you're losing 90% of your wealth. So I want you to really think about what real wealth looks like. Do you want to be the people that's becoming the statistic, or do you want a proven method that the Rockefellers use that we use in order to build generational wealth? Because if you're not familiar, John D. Rockefeller was one of the most richest men in the entire world, was making $600 billion a year, and he's six generations in, and they're still making tens of billions of dollars. This is something that is still going on. Okay, so I want you all to really take heed to that. Like I said, and the way that you do this, the way you set your family up for success, like I said, is have family legacy meetings. You know the brackets when it comes to age on how to teach them, when to teach them, and then the last thing that you actually want to do, if you really want to go zero, we're gonna go back to zero age. We're gonna start before they're born, right? Let's go and start before they're born. The first thing you need to do is make sure that they are a private citizen, and the way that you actually do that is you have two things you can do, right? You can either never go into the hospital and have a midwife in and then never need to sign a birth certificate. Because if you're not aware, the birth certificate is the first contract that you have ever signed. Your social security is your treasury bond. And both of these things have millions of dollars that are in your name that you can absolutely claim, right? And so what you're doing, you have two reasons. Either you can just not have those things, because if you're not aware, even if you have them, the government can technically say that you are a dead being, which means you owe debt, taxes, and all these other things that are associated with it unless you claim your life. That's one thing. If you want to go the route of getting those two things, which is your birth certificate and social security, by all means do that. But if you don't want to do that, then the next thing that I would actually implement is having a midwife come in. Don't implement any of those things. Create your own travel credentials, IDs, birth certificates for your own family and your own nation. Become a private citizen. Then you implement the things that I just mentioned before, because it starts before they're born, not when they're born. Okay, let me repeat that again for the people in the back of the room. It starts before they're born, not when they're born. So I really want you all to understand, if you wanted to learn all of this information that I'm teaching you right now, right? I want you to comment the word course, because if you comment the word course, I'm going to be teaching you all step by step on how to become a private citizen. So then when you have children, or if you already have children and you want to start making them a private citizen, so you don't have to pay all these debts, you can discharge debts, delete things off your personal credit, blah, 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 that everybody teaches you. Comment the word course. I'm going to teach you how to become a private citizen, so you don't have to worry about paying all this debt and paying all these taxes. And if you do have taxes, we're going to put a trust on top of that bad boy, a ministry trust, just like Donald Trump has, and we're just going to defer all of it. That's all we're going to do. And it's completely legal. I'm not teaching you anything that's illegal. Like I said in the beginning, this book right here has the ministry, family, private trust all in here. This is a published book. They're not going to publish something that's illegal. I'm telling you something that's real life. So if you all want to learn it, if you all want the actual course, if you want to learn how to become a private citizen, I want you all to actually comment below course, so you can actually get the entire information and not some of the information. There's only so much I can teach you all on this live, but I cannot teach you the tactics on here because I don't have enough time to teach you the tactics. But in the course, I can teach you all the tactics you want. So if you comment the word course, I'm going to teach you everything that I'm showing. And I hope that you all learn all of this information, because I really want you all to win. I really, really, really do want you all to win. It would be selfish of me to not want you all to win. It will be absolutely selfish of me to just for us to win and nobody else wins. And I'm not selfish. Okay. It would be absolutely ridiculous, because what the thing is that when they say you're lonely at the top, it's only lonely at the top because you're not sharing the information. I'd rather see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded, instead of being lonely at the top, right? So I hope you all are getting some value. Let me go ahead and make sure that I answered all of these questions down here real quick. So I'll make sure I answer all these questions. Be sure. And if, like I said, if y'all want to learn the course, man, comment the word course. I'm literally screenshotting everybody right now just to make sure I send this link personally to every single person. Y'all are gonna get a personal DM from me. Okay, I can't make this up. There's no way. There's no way I can make this up. All of this is Googleable. Okay, so let me go ahead and make sure that I tap in with all of y'all. Make sure I get all of these things. What have you done with the info, please? What results have you got? 1000%. I want to get clarity on that question because which part are you talking about? We talked about a lot of different things. I implement everything that you're talking about right now. Actually, let me show you. So these are documents that I'm filling out as we speak. These documents, and if you want to learn these documents, that's why I say to be in the course, right? Be in the course so I can actually show you how to fill these out. But these documents help you claim your identity, right? This is what this document is for, right? So I'm literally claiming my life. Well, I've already claimed my life, but I'm doing the rest of the stages as we speak. Can you explain the live life claim process, please? 1000%. So the live life claim process, if you're not aware, the live life claim process states that and this is why I say the private citizen is so important before a person is born. Back in I don't know, 1666, because it's called the Proof of Life of 1666, aka the SES-UK Act. King Henry VIII created an act that states that if you do not claim your life by the time does your course work in England, it works, if anything, more in England than it does in the United States. It started in England. This is why I say King Henry VIII is the one that created it. Okay. So King Henry VIII, he's the person that decided to put this act in place. It's called the SES-UK Act of 1666. What this states is a person has to claim that they are a living being by the time they turn 7 or 8 years old. And if they do not claim that if they don't claim that you are a living being, or if you don't claim that you are a living being by the time you turn 7 or 8 years old, then you are considered dead. And what is it? Dead in the law. Dead in the eyes of the law. That's the term that they use. You're considered dead in the eyes of the law. So what that means is when you go into the court, I'm just being transparent, y'all. When they say all rise, they're saying for all the dead people, I need you to rise from the dead, right? We've all heard of that term before. We need you to rise from the dead. What does that mean? That means that if you're assumed dead, you're assumed alive, right? So what we do is we're claiming that we are alive. If we have to fill out a document that states that we are alive, and we have to send it to multiple different people to let them know that we are alive. So the first step is we send it to ourselves. The second step is we send it to everybody else. Okay? That's the other step. First step is we send it to ourselves. Second step is we send it to everybody else. And what we're doing is we're telling them that we are actually alive. We are not dead. Okay? So the way that you actually claim your life is you fill out a document that states and you autograph it. You don't sign it. There's a difference between an autograph and a signature, y'all. But what you're doing is you're filling out something called a live life claimant. And this live life claimant is what you're going to mail to yourself and then what you're going to send to everybody else to claim your life. If you're not aware, there's one company that has lived the test of time through multiple generations. Okay. First one, well, there's only one. So the only one is the post office, right? Think of the different evolutions of the post office. The first evolution of the post office was birds. They would attach a note or a letter to the leg of the bird, and the bird would go across country to deliver the actual mail. That is the first version of the post office. The second version of the post office is when, and I might be skipping. Oh, no. A second version of the post office is like the mailman. So instead of a bird doing it, they would have a man with a horse delivering information. right? And then the third version is that you actually had men with like the strap-ons with hella mail in the side in the bag running around through people's houses and delivering it. That's the third version, right? Then the fourth version is now when you had to go to the post office. You go to the post office, you fill out the letters, and you send it to them. Now they're making it even more where everything's digital. Email is now becoming the new post office. That is another version of the post office. So these are different versions of the post office, right? So these are all the post office is literally tested through time. They are the people that make the most money. You think that the government controls everything? No, the post office controls everything, right? So that's why when we send the Live Life claim, it has to go through the post office because that is the original documentation. The original documentation is the post office. That's why we mail to ourselves. That's why when they said, hey, when you create a copy, when you try to copyright the old fashioned way, mail it to yourself. When you trademark, trade and mail it to yourself because that's the original way to mail things and prove to the post office and to the government that this is legal. This is being heard. This is being said. So that's why with the Live Life claim, we mail to ourselves. Then we mail to other people. Okay. So the Live Life claim, like I said, is there to claim your life as is to claim that you are a living being in the eyes of the law. Right. And when that happens, you're able to claim a lot more things like your Assessed UKV trust, your social security bonds, claim your claim and authenticate your birth certificate. You're able to get a foreign trust. You're able to shift yourself to becoming a private citizen. There's a lot of different things that you're able to do just by claiming your life. Okay, having your own personal passport. Come on now, y'all. Come on now, y'all. Put some ones in the chat real quick if y'all are following me. Put some ones in the chat if y'all are following me right now. And like I said, if you all want to learn this information in much more detail on how to become a private citizen, all you got to do is comment the word course. And I got you. I'm going to just send y'all all the info. You know what? Let me send it to y'all right now. I'm going to send it to y'all right now. I ain't finna play with y'all today. Let me just. When mailing to other people, would mailing it to the state and county registry include it? Well, will that be included? It can be. Those though there's it's a little bit deeper than that, but it is one of those people for sure. Let me make sure I'm sending this to y'all. All right, bet. Make sure I'm doing this the right way. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just look. Like I said, y'all, I am screenshotting all of this to make sure that I send each and every one of you the link. So please comment the word course now because we about to close it out, and I want to make sure that every single person that wants to become a private citizen becomes a private citizen. And please don't just look at the link and then don't make a decision. Like I want people that are willing to make decisions. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm closing this. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This information, y'all, is not it's not information that is supposed to be for the public. So if y'all really want to learn this information, I have to close it. It's not even that I am choosing to close it. This is sensitive information. So I have to close it. It's no choice. I have no choice to close it. I'm probably only going to open this up maybe once a month, maybe once a quarter because I only want people who are serious, who want to become private citizens. I'm not interested in people who with the hoorah, I'm excited, and then when they see that the price is not to their liking, they get turned off by it. No, this is people that I'm only interested in people who is like, I don't care about the price. I want to not pay my bills. I want to defer taxes. I don't want to leave a tip for taxes. I want to build generational wealth. I want to do this. I'm only interested in people who are willing to work. That's who I'm interested in. I want people who are willing to work. So if you want to work, comment the word course. If you want to learn how to become a private citizen and take yourself to the next level, comment the word course. I'm not interested in people that are not ready to take their lives to the next level. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It's just not something, it's not in my blood. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know why people sit there and decide that I want to stay where I'm at. Like, think about where you would be in the next 365 days. Do you want to be in the same situation a year from now? Do you honestly want to be in the same situation a year from now? Because I don't. I am allergic to stagnant. I can't stay in the same place. I can't be stagnant in the same place. I have to grow. My money has to grow. My spiritual has to grow. My mentality has to grow. Everything has to grow. Physique has to grow. My mind has to grow. So in order for me to take my family to the next level, I have to take myself to the next level. And in order for me to do that, I personally invest in personal development myself. So y'all aren't the only people that invest in personal development. Like I said, I'm just being transparent. I'm not trying to hold no punches. I'm not trying to just hoorah y'all. I only want people who are like, I'm serious. I'm serious. So this is just me. If you want to learn how to build generational wealth and become a private citizen, I want you to comment the word course. I will personally send you the link. And that's all there is to it. If you guys got any questions, though, put them in the description box. Private citizen is where to be with all the changes, including CBDC rolled out. How does the Live Life claim come under your under the social security number? Great question. So, okay, so private citizen is where you become a dual citizen of the United States and your own nation, right? So, what does that mean? Like I said before, United Nation is a federal corporation. It is not a country. Right. So what we need to do is no longer pledge to the United States flag. We need to pledge to our own flag. We need to create our own family crest and pledge to our crest and pledge to our flag. Right. So private citizen is really just explaining. And I want y'all to know this live right here, before I even go any deeper, this live, I'm putting this on my subscription on Instagram. This is the information I'm giving you, y'all. I've learned from Andrew Tate. If you give out too much information publicly, they either take down your Instagram, put you in prison, or you die. So I'm just gonna be honest. I'm putting this on my subscription. So if y'all want the replays of all my lives, you got to go get my subscription on Instagram. You got to join the FamGram community. Okay. I'm just going to be real. So to finish my sentence, like I said, the private citizenship is when you are a dual citizen at the United States and you are a citizen in your own nation as well. And I can teach you how to do that. How does the Live Life claim come under the Social Security? I don't want to assume that question. Can you give me a little bit more clarity on what you mean under the social security number? Because I could give you my answer, but I don't want to give you an answer and then it's not the right answer you want. Will this affect my disability? No, it will not. No, because you're a dual citizen. You're not 100% citizen. If you were 100% citizen, then it may affect your social security, but you're not. It's not going to affect your social security because you'd be a dual citizen. You're still claiming theirs. Or you're claiming to be from America. You're not claiming to be from the United States. Right? So that is the biggest difference. Okay. Welcome, new people. Welcome. Appreciate y'all for coming out. Let me go ahead and make sure that all the people that commented course gets a DM for me. Y'all showing love today. Appreciate y'all. Let me make sure that I'm getting all this value. Make sure that I'm screenshotting y'all. All right. So like I said, I'm about to close this out. If y'all want this replay on this live, I want y'all to go purchase the FamGram community on my Instagram. It's a subscription base. This is where I just give y'all all the rawness, right? This is where I give all the rawness. This is where I talk about parse syntax, talk about laws, all this other stuff. So I want y'all to just go ahead, hit that community tab. It costs you less than a coffee. Let's join y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace. You too. Thank y'all for coming out, man. I hope y'all got some value. So y'all already know that I'm not playing no games when it comes to the information. So I hope y'all tune in. I'm gonna be live every single week at 8 p.m. So I'm gonna see y'all. Peace.